Today, we're going to start off with a game that I came up with. It's called Questions That Break Your Brain. So this is a quiz. I'm going to quiz you guys.
I'm already
I know you're
broken.
really bad at quizzes, Mom. You're going to love this.
Terrible.
So these are questions that break your brain. Are you guys ready?
This is too early for this.
Mom, I want you to answer first for this.
Brandon, I hate when you do these.
Okay, Mom. How far up do bald people go when they wash their face?
What?
How far up do bald people go when they wash their face?
I have an answer. No
What's your
bald
answer,
man is
Kennedy?
washing his face.
Oh my God. No, there's some bald men
That's
who are
not
like
true.
super clean.
My dad's really clean. He's bald.
To be honest,
think he washes
to stay
his
bald and
face?
keep your head really shiny.
Oh, definitely.
If you're bald, to keep your head really shiny and like clean, you got to constantly shave it and constantly polish it. Like the way you polish a car.
No, if you
Okay.
want
You do. It doesn't pop up
I
shine
guess
his head.
so. No, he doesn't polish his head, but he definitely, I mean, he grew up like we were in the cosmetic industry. So he's like used to cleaning his face and making sure he stays, you know.
Yeah, but how do you keep-
And his mustache, he has a little tiny thin mustache now. He keeps that trimmed like tight.
How do you keep the head shiny though?
I don't know.
understood that.
I didn't ask him. It's not
how
like
do you
he
have
oils it up.
a matte head versus a shiny head? Matte versus glossy head.
Who's a matte head?
People bald guys have a matte head.
The matte heads
I
are
think
the
it's-
ones
I
when
think
I
it's-
work. I have to make them matte
Let her
with
It's
talk.
if
powder.
your hair is actually falling out and not growing back, that skin is going to be shiny. And also, it's building up natural oils. Like our scalps are. That's
But then why is no other part of your body shiny? Why is your butt not shiny?
Because first of all, there's
Because it
hair,
still has hair
there's
on
hair
it.
follicles there.
Right.
I don't have hair follicles on my butt.
Yeah, you do. Everybody does.
Everybody does.
Mine's smooth. I have a baby butt.
You don't.
I'm not going to show you guys
Yeah,
because
you have a
it's my mom and
baby-sized
sister,
butt.
but like I definitely do. Oh, that's up, Candy.
It's actually funny.
Okay, we're going to the next one. This one. Okay. If men don't lactate, then why did they evolve with
They
nipples?
do, don't they?
What?
Isn't it
They
possible?
do lactate, but what was the
I
last
don't
part
lactate.
of that?
Corey, do you lactate?
Not today.
Okay, not
Not today.
So we're
I'm
good.
pretty sure.
What did you say, Kennedy?
I'm pretty sure men have lactated before.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
I
like
don't
I've
Take
heard
special
that.
medicine, men can lactate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't feed like a baby. If there was a baby here right now,
Yeah,
a man couldn't
I
feed
don't
the
know because
baby.
they're
They could
useless.
try.
Unless you take some weird drugs. Because they're useless.
Not
is that what you
only
said?
not only did they also have nipples, but they're the only ones that are allowed to show their nipples.
Yeah, that's really
Well, I've thought about this. I'm like, if you really think about it, for guys, what's the point of having a nipple? There is no point. It could just be flat skin here, like a Ken doll, and we would be good. Like, you don't need them.
I have no idea, actually.
Girls are the default gender.
Just more proof that
a good question.
that the first human
I
was
guess
probably
that
a
would
woman.
That would be why. I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, that's what it's leading towards. Because, like,
Yeah,
Or that-
Maybe as a girl at first.
a woman
I
was
don't know,
made
maybe it's
first,
so men
and then a man, and they were like, oh well, they already have nipples, so we might as well just keep it. But yours won't do anything.
There you go. I like that concept.
okay, we'll go with that then.
Unless they take hormones and then
Can't
they grow
break
boobs
my
and then they
brain.
can.
Okay, here, let's see if we can break your brains today. Okay, if a net gets torn, does it have more or fewer holes?
Fewer.
Fewer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say fewer. Because it already has holes, so you're
pretty
making
easy,
one big
actually.
hole.
Okay, I want to see an equation for this. Take out the whiteboard.
It would
Write
be
down the
less
equation.
holes but bigger holes.
No.
Less holes but bigger holes. Okay, I do agree with that.
There's a window. Get
But it
some
also
chalk.
depends on the type of net that it is. Let's say it's a net.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
like a single string, but it's like the cord, and then the string itself comes apart. So now there's another hole. So it's dependent on what kind of string it is.
All right, what's next?
Okay. If you
So
weigh
dumb.
99 pounds, that's basically you, Mom, and eat a pound of nachos, are you 1% nacho?
No.
Where are you getting these from?
Wait, I have a
you make 'em
question
up?
that I want to ask Mom. It's like this. I need to make sure I word it right though. 1 second.
It's so early for all these questions.
Mom, think about it while Kendi searches whatever she's searching. Would you be 1% nacho?
Okay.
No.
You're 99 pounds. You eat 1 pound of nachos. It makes you
Brandon,
100 pounds. Are you 1% nacho?
That's probably
Sure.
the dumbest question you've ever asked on here. I have a better one. But Brandon, you're not allowed to answer it. So Mom,
Okay.
if you're traveling at a speed of 60 miles per hour,
Oh, stop. Why are you doing this to me?
how long does it take to go
No,
60
I'm not
miles?
answering it.
Do you know this one, Brandon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think about it. If you're driving at 60 miles
I don't
per
know.
hour, how long does it take to go 60 miles?
An hour.
Yeah, that's right?
Yeah, it is right. Good job. Good job, Mom.
Don't ask me any more questions, please.
That was good, Mom.
Okay.
Wait, what do people normally say?
120 or something, or 100 and...
No, I think they
The
say,
default dumb answer is 60 hours.
Really?
I don't know what they normally say.
What do they say?
I think dumb people say 60 hours.
Oh, 60 hours. Dumb
All the
people.
people
Hours,
listening who
yeah.
just
I
had that in their
wouldn't
head. They're
say
like, am I dumb?
I wouldn't say that. Don't call people dumb. Those questions suck.
Brandon's were terrible.
Okay. No. I have a better
Yeah,
one
his
now.
were really
Don't worry, I
bad.
have a better one.
ones.
If you drop soap on the floor, which you should never do in prison, by the way,
God.
is the floor clean or is the soap dirty?
The soap
The floor's
is dirty.
clean.
I think the soap's dirty.
You can't
We have a
just
disagreement
you can't
here.
clean a floor by dropping soap on it.
You can,
Yeah, you would have to scrub it.
yeah, with your foot. Just rub it in.
that.
Is that what you do when you spill things on the floor? Do you just use your feet to clean
No,
it?
actually.
With a paper towel or something?
Sometimes, yeah.
Or do you actually get down and clean it?
No, if it's like that, then I'll use if it's a lot, I'll use my feet.
Yeah.
Dance around the floor with paper towels. If it's that bad. Otherwise, I'm on my hands and knees cleaning it.
Okay. So do you agree that the soap is dirty?
Yeah.
Did we convince you?
No.
No?
All right, Brandon, you think you can answer a riddle?
Especially if it's a clean floor.
A riddle?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the riddle.
What belongs to you but is used by everyone you meet? And think more conceptual.
What belongs to you, but is used?
I don't know how to give you a hint.
Your name? Mm-hmm. Is it your name?
Yeah, wow, that was
That's good, Brandon. That's really good.
It's impressive. I can never
Okay.
get riddles.
I don't have much brain cells left, guys.
That's really good. Me either.
I have a much harder riddle. Okay?
No.
If a word is misspelled in the dictionary, how would we ever know?
You could say that about literally anything.
High questions.
That's not really a riddle. That's just dumb. Like, that's just like,
How would you? What if this whole time you've been reading a fake dictionary, and all the words aren't actual
Oh, wow.
the actual words?
I would
How
be
would you ever know?
surprised. I'd be
I
like,
guess we
yeah, it makes
wouldn't.
sense.
you know what word is misspelled and it only one of the ways is right, and I didn't know this until, and now I'm thinking like which one's right. Do you know what word it is?
Wait, what did you say? Say it again.
There's a word that is spelled two different ways. Only one of them is right.
Oh, like there, and there, like those kind
No.
of words,
Those are words that you
or like
use
two
for the
and
right.
two.
No, you give up.
Well, there's like color and
Do I
got it,
give up?
Cory.
What is this a riddle you just made up?
No,
there's
it's one word that it's spelled two different ways. People spell it two different ways.
Oh, organization.
Nope.
Isn't the one spelled with an S
Yeah.
and a Z, depending on?
Oh, no, but that's
there's a
not
lot
it.
of words that
Yeah.
are spelled
Okay,
differently.
well,
not
we're
it.
giving you plenty of examples right now.
No, there's
Okay,
really
just
this
say
is
the
really
answer.
Okay, what is it?
Grateful. People spell it
Or like
Greatful, and others spell it Grateful. And the right way is, I think it's Great.
I think it's GRAT.
There is no GR. I don't think so.
Oh.
See, look it up.
I don't know.
I can't remember which one it was, but I remember like we were
GRAT
going
sounds
through
right
and
to me
saying
for some reason.
it is not. Only one way is right.
Let's see.
It's looking like GRATE is right because it comes
People
from.
spell it like that
it
all the
comes
time.
from
it is spelled-
gratitude.
Okay, great. Yeah, GRAT is feeling or showing an appreciation of kindness.
My mom didn't even
Let me
know
look up the
the
other one.
answer.
Mom, you got the
I forgot
opposite
it
answer.
because I spelled them both
okay.
ways.
The correct spelling is grateful, Grate, not grateful,
Okay.
Grate.
Never spell it the other
backwards.
way because it comes.
I've never,
comes from.
I've never seen that.
always spelled it both ways. I'm like, oh, whichever way I feel like looking at it today, I'll spell it.
The other way.
Yeah, I've
just
never thought
feels
about that
wrong
one.
to
Yeah,
me.
I see it all the time. Like, oh my God, it's constant. Like on people's posts and
I
stuff.
don't
I'm
think
like,
I've ever done that.
so weird.
Well, yeah, if English is not your first language,
what's-
it makes sense. But if it is, you have no excuse.
I have no excuse. And I'm proud of it.
Organization with the
I own
Maybe
that.
I'm wrong there.
I don't care.
Oh, okay, that's why. So so there's U.S. English and then there's UK English. So organization with a Z is U.S. English.
Right.
Organization
Yeah, same
with an
with,
S.
like, color
'Cause when I see
and
that sometimes in
favorite.
books, I'm like, what the are they saying? Like colors like COLOUR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense. So it's English versus.
Right.
So do you say it differently?
Color.
Color.
But British people will argue that their version is right.
Well, they might be right because their version probably came first.
They didn't know
We're-
how to spell things until they lasted 200 years.
Yeah.
How about I read "Am I
well-
assholes" from Reddit and we discuss it?
Sure. What are you laughing? Are you laughing?
Such a
In
high
silence?
energy podcast today.
Without Claudia, everything goes.
Yep, this is what happens when you give people microphones, everybody. Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend at a wedding I wasn't originally invited to? My boyfriend is a groomsman at a wedding this weekend. He told me I was invited, so I was excited to finally meet his friends, but for some reason I had this gut feeling I wasn't. I'm not sure why, maybe his responses and reactions when I asked. But I asked him to double check to see if I was actually invited, and he refused until 1 week prior to the wedding. Come to find out that I indeed was not invited to the wedding, but they were going to figure it out. At that point, I was sincerely okay not going, as I understand budgets for weddings, and it was the week prior. They figured out my spot, and I was going to take someone's spot who could no longer go. I was uncomfortable and embarrassed, but I didn't want to say no because they really put in the effort. Well, today is the rehearsal dinner, and I was making the hour drive needed to get ready at the Airbnb. I never got the address after asking numerous times until 1:30, and when I arrived, my boyfriend told me I had 15 minutes to get ready. I was furious at the lack of respect yet again, and he said, suck it up and get over it and go inside and get ready. I asked who's inside, and he said a bunch of his friends I hadn't met yet. I was in tears due to the lack of empathy and compassion. I ended up leaving because I didn't feel welcome in the first place, and definitely not welcomed after that. Am I the asshole for leaving?
No.
Yeah, obviously not.
I would have left too.
Wait, can you just summarize this? Like, did she did she not want to go to the wedding, or did she?
No, it seems like
What was her?
she was invited.
We're breaking your brain.
It seems like she just has an idiot for a boyfriend, where he told her she was invited to the wedding, but she had a gut feeling, which normally is based on little things that your intuition's picking up on. She had a gut feeling that he either didn't want her to go or she wasn't actually invited, and she wasn't, but then they figured it out and she replaced someone, and then he just basically has no consideration for her. See, ones like this, I'm just like, how are you even writing this asking if you're an asshole? Clearly you're in an abusive or like toxic relationship if you even think that that's being an asshole.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
And this is the stuff people write on Reddit.
Here's my advice: go to the wedding and just cheat on your boyfriend with one of the other groomsmen at the wedding,
Okay, Brandon.
or maybe even the groom.
I want to find one that's
No.
actually like, most of these are usually like
go to the
super
wedding and
clear-cut.
like go to the wedding, eat all the food, drink all the drinks,
On the cake.
start a fire
Yeah.
under the cake. Melt that cake.
Steal the ring.
Try to take the tablecloths and like, you know how people go like that.
Oh, try to pull
thing?
them out. Yeah, but it never works.
Right.
Everything just goes everywhere.
Just do it on each table. I don't know. We used to crash weddings. My sister used to sing. Well, she sings in band.
crashed
a
weddings?
band, and she'd be like, "Come crash." So we would like pretend that we're going and looking for like the band, and then we would just like go to the wedding.
You actually crashed weddings?
Yeah, we were wedding crashers.
Wait, so would you eat their food and their drinks and everything?
Yeah.
Really? And no one knew that?
If somebody said anything, our backup was that my sister said that she invited us to come to look at the band and everything. So it would be like, though usually it would be weddings that she was doing. So we'd have backup.
Wait, who would get invited? Like you and your friends?
Me and my boyfriend would go. We'd be
my
like,
God.
oh yeah. And
just
if
went to
anybody
random
said
weddings?
anything, we'd just be like, we're just looking. Because usually they're in hotels.
I feel like that'd be
Easy.
so much fun to just go to a random person's wedding.
It is
And,
fun.
like try to like
Yeah,
blend
that
in.
would
Maybe we
be
talk to
fun.
people.
Yeah.
We're talking to people. Nobody questioned us
Maybe,
ever.
maybe I'll do that today. So Kate has a wedding that she's going to. And
Wait,
she
you're not-
didn't have a +1 because she got invited before we started dating. So I'm going there with her and staying in a hotel, but maybe I should crash the wedding.
Oh, you should totally go.
I
They
should
would
just
not
crash it.
know.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful.
I don't think they would know.
No, I'll make up a basic name and say I'm like cousin
Now
Jim.
they would know if it's a small wedding. Is it a small one?
I'm not sure, but everyone has a cousin Jim.
Yeah, you look like a Jim.
I do.
This is a question on Ask Reddit.
See, that-
What's a name so ugly you can't believe someone would want to give their kid?
Jim. I'm kidding. I'm
Someone
kidding.
said Jim.
I'm kidding. I know there's probably a Jim watching. I'm sorry, Jim. Here's something I think about a lot, actually. Let's say you have a baby and you're talking with your like significant other. You're like, we need a good baby name. And they're like, why don't we name the kid Jim? Or like, why don't we, I know it's like
Jimbo.
short for like Jimmy or something, but like, or like, why don't we name the kid Steve or Bob? Like,
There's nothing wrong with Steve or Bob. They're
like,
just
imagine
plain.
a little baby Steve.
Yeah, and then they call the-
I know it's
yeah.
probably Steven or
And they
something
call them
else.
Baby Bob and Baby Steve. It's like,
Baby Bob. That Baby Bob should be riding a tractor on a farm right now. Baby Bob.
someone said.
Baby Bob should be wearing overalls, plaid overalls.
Someone said, not sure it's ugly, just kind of stupid. My cousin named her kid Bread.
Bread.
Bread?
Bad.
Probably inbred.
Yeah, inbred. Yeah.
Hey, bread. Can you go to the store and get some bread?
Bread. I would definitely name my kids something like unique, but definitely not bread. Bread is I don't think I would name them any kind of food. It's like naming your kid
honestly, I thought North was pretty weird when it came out.
Apple. I don't think North is weird.
I thought it
think that
was.
weird.
How do you feel about nicknames?
Nicknames.
But some celebrity babies' names I just don't like.
Like what celebrity names do you not like?
I don't want to say them because it's mean.
Baby names. I'll say them. Here, you whisper them and then I'll say them and I'll pretend that I said them.
No, because you wouldn't know who these people even are.
I don't even know any celebrities' names. The only ones I know are Brad.
Me either.
Brad Pitt. Angelina Jolie. All the basic ones. I don't know anyone else.
Northwest.
Northwest, Southwest.
I just can't.
Well, if you have 4 kids, why don't you just name them North, South, East, West?
I would
easy.
never do that.
It's easy.
That's just weird.
Oh, I was sitting in a coffee shop the other day and I hear people say this a lot, that they're like always tired. Didn't you
That's
say you're
me.
always tired too? I hear everyone say
And
they're
I
always
take a lot of
tired.
vitamins.
I don't
I'm
think it's
still
just about
always
the
tired.
vitamins though. But I hear everyone say that they're always tired, especially like younger people. And like, you shouldn't be that tired.
I mean,
if
I'm not
you're-
that tired
If you're the
like that.
youngest you'll ever be, especially if you're in your 20s and stuff. Well, for you, it makes, I guess, a little bit more sense because, I mean, me too. We're getting older, Mom. You know?
I'm not that. If I was that tired, I wouldn't work out.
Well, yeah, but I have some tips. This isn't like science-backed evidence or anything, but this is stuff that has worked for me because when I was younger, I was always tired. Look at Kendi. She's about to fall asleep.
That's a third yawn I've
She
seen.
needs this advice. She's in dire need of this advice. Okay, the first one. So are you listening, Kendi? Because you're the one
Yes.
yawning the most, so you need this advice. Okay, number 1. I know Kendi does this a lot. You probably do too. Stop staring at your phone after a certain time.
No.
It signals to your brain that
I
it's
don't.
daytime.
I don't do that. I don't do that. I've been watching TV.
Mom, that's the same thing.
No, that's a
You
television.
literally, that's this. What's the difference between looking at a phone and looking at a
What
TV?
am I supposed to do? Look at the wall?
Maybe you should look at the wall. Yes,
No, I don't want to.
but it signals to your brain.
And you know what puts me to sleep? When I play that word game, when I'm the word find, I literally can play it for 5 minutes and I'm falling asleep.
You probably because you used your last few brain cells.
I honestly don't think that being
It helps.
tired, like I could have a great night's sleep and still feel tired. I think everyone just feels tired all the time because
Same.
humans are meant to sleep. And also, a lot of people take naps throughout the day.
I don't agree.
People are supposed to take naps.
I don't think you're supposed to feel tired all the time. I think you're supposed to feel tired when it gets dark. if you feel tired all the time during the day, then something's probably not totally right.
I'm okay with that.
You're not supposed to feel tired all the time.
I don't feel tired all the time.
Something's always probably not going to be
Okay.
right with me in some way, so I don't care.
Well, because you have that mindset, maybe you
I don't
manifest.
I feel like if
I
you're
don't
not
tiredness.
sleeping
feel
well,
tired
you're
all
going to
the
feel
time,
tired.
though. I feel tired if I don't sleep good.
Well, that's good.
But if I had a good night's sleep, I
Yeah.
feel fine. I just yawning doesn't mean I feel tired.
No, yawning just means you need oxygen to your brain.
Okay, well, I have some other points here. You ready? Number 2, go to sleep earlier so you have more daylight. It's very simple, very obvious.
If
but
I
very
went
true.
to sleep any earlier, it would be like too
Well,
early.
For example, if I go to sleep at like 2 a.m., which I do sometimes, you wake up later, obviously, and you have less daylight.
I would
and
never do
it
that.
completely up everything.
I don't
Your
do that
entire
anymore.
pattern.
I'm like her. We go to sleep at like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
9:30, 10 o'clock.
We're in bed.
You know, Dad goes to sleep at like 7:30.
No, I goes to sleep at like 8:30.
It's like a 10-year-old.
Still, that's insane. That's the time
It's
that
still light out.
A newborn baby goes to
Not
sleep.
anymore.
Here it's still light out. It doesn't even. Oh yeah, it's sunsetting at 7:18. Actually, I saw it yesterday.
Can you imagine living in Alaska where it's dark all the time?
No.
Or it gets
I don't know
light
how people do it.
all the time, and then you have to put blinds down, like
No.
complete blackout blinds.
I guess you get used to it.
I can't imagine it being dark all the time. That'd
Me
be
either.
severely depressing. It already gets depressing here.
Yeah.
In the winter when there's like no daylight and
I
it's
know.
always dark, and it gets dark at what, like 4:30.
I know now that summer's over, we're like, oh God, fall's gonna fly by, and then winter's here, and then it's gonna get dark at 5 o'clock. I think last year it was 4:45.
Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
got
move.
dark.
I'm gonna move to a different country where it's always light.
All right, so you're supposed to guess what show.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you a hint.
I'm gonna read your mind.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna give you a hint. Cory said I think it was last week. Are we gonna watch blank tonight?
Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Wait, you watched
Read your mind.
Yep. Rings of Power.
Oh, did you watch the original ones?
Nope.
So wait, so are you on the first
This
season?
is the first time
So
I've ever tried to
a lot
watch
of
it, and there
people-
is a lot going on.
Well,
Like,
a lot of people hate on the show who are Lord of the Rings fans, probably because it doesn't. It's not like the same as what the book was. But we never watched. I mean, we never read the books or anything. So we watched the first season a while ago. The first season was like okay. I thought it was okay.
The second
It looks
season
insane.
looks really
they put
good.
Like what? How much did they put into that show?
I want to say they spent $1 billion on it.
oh my,
Like some
God.
ridiculous amount of money. Amazon spent just a huge amount of money on
Yeah.
it. So it looks really cool, but the plot is kind of meh. But we watched the first episode of the second season like 2 nights ago, and I thought it was pretty good.
So I'm watching the first season so I can watch the second season because the second season trailer looks really good.
Yeah.
So I have to start from the beginning though. So whatever.
It's a really simple story, so like it shouldn't be too confusing or anything.
Orcs.
Yeah, I just like I don't know, I like the fantasy stuff. Like, and they
It's
really
fantasy, all
they
right.
went all out on it too. And if you watch a lot of the Lord of the Rings movies, the older ones, they're a lot slower because I don't know, a lot of movies back then in general were a lot slower than they are now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I tried to watch old ones and it was like, oh my God, it was like so slow. This is keeping my attention as long as you pay attention.
If you keep watching, there's a wizard in it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. So that's why I know I'm not on my phone, because if I get on my phone, then I don't know what's going on and I have to rewind. So I have to just watch it.
So you really like the fantasy. Are you still addicted to Harry Potter?
Not as the game.
Yeah.
Not as much, but we're still
It's
playing
fading.
it. It's fading.
It's fading.
Because we beat it like almost 4 times
Did you
now.
buy the DLC?
The what?
There's an expansion for the Harry
Downloadable
Potter game.
content.
Oh, I'm like, don't letters. What letters are you
It's
telling me?
downloadable content. Yeah.
No,
Mom, in another life, I
we
can
have
see you
another game
becoming.
to play. The one that she told us
I
to
can
play.
see you becoming a World of Warcraft player in another life. And you used to
No.
date a guy who was addicted to it.
Nah, thanks.
And you guys could have been like a World of Warcraft couple at that time.
No.
You would have loved that. Mom, you would get you don't if you like the Harry Potter game, you would get beyond addicted to World of Warcraft.
We're getting ready to play something Kennedy told us to play. Life is Strange.
What is that?
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you beat it, Kennedy?
Is it the kind of game that you beat?
I mean, there's an ending.
I guess you
It's
could
a
beat any
story.
game.
Is it a story? Oh, so it is a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're still doing Harry Potter though. We're just not. It's just once you get past a certain point and collect all the money and
I
get
don't
the
even
broom
know how
and
you
do all
guys
this,
got
it's
to
like
that
it becomes
point.
boring.
I got bored of it before
I know,
I
it's
even
hard.
came close to beating it.
No, you didn't get bored. You got challenged, so you didn't know. That's true.
Damn.
When I'm
No,
challenged,
it is true.
No. When I'm challenged, I don't get bored.
This was challenging to get through.
Yeah,
Some
but
parts of it were really
there was
hard
a
to get
certain
through.
point where I just didn't care to.
It took two of us
advance
to do
anymore.
it.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Mom, so are you saying you don't think Kenny's up for a challenge? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying this game is not easy. It's not an easy game. It's like you have to have like, I don't know how one person plays it.
Well, let me ask you a question. Were you playing on expert mode?
No, we do
No?
want to try
Okay.
that.
Well, there
though.
we go. So is it really a challenge?
It's going to be even more of a challenge if that is the case. I don't know if we'll be able to keep up with that. Oh, we might. I don't know. We are going to try it
Well,
just to see if we can.
maybe before you talk shit,
I'm scared though.
you should try expert mode.
I think I just like
Why?
story
You're
games.
saying I
put
need
it
to be
out there.
challenged now? I mean, it's definitely going to be a different type of game for sure. Like, I know. Like, if Kennedy got to the end of it, then she obviously is like, two of us can do it. I'm serious. Just whatever.
Do you think when you put you and Dakota's brain together,
We're
more-
like one.
You're more intelligent. You turn into one. So it's like two half brains coming together, forming one human.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play the game together, and each person uses a different controller, and somehow they operate it.
Yeah.
That's like
I don't know how.
impossible.
I'm like left brain,
Imagine
she's
sitting
right
next to somebody on a
brain.
computer, and like one person's like, "Okay, I'll hit like ASWD, whatever it is, and I'll use like
Yeah.
the mouse."
That's I don't know. I don't know how we do it.
And you
we
play
just
like Call of Duty that way.
yeah, and I know what my control does, and she knows what her controls do. So it's definitely like sometimes we don't even have to talk; we just do it. And then other times I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like looking around the place. I'm like, because she has like the peripherals, and I have like the up and down.
Peripherals.
Yeah, she has peripheral vision.
It's
Peripherals.
Peripherals.
So, Mom, you've been staying all alone in Claudia's house because her and Jesse are at an influencer event or something.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Do you feel lonely here in this big house all by yourself?
No.
You just told me you did before the podcast.
I don't feel lonely. I mean, it's quiet.
I
said it's quiet.
I don't like being in their house by myself.
I don't mind it.
It's too big and too quiet, and feels like there should be more
No,
people in it.
you get used to it. I hear like the air conditioning unit go on and off.
This is definitely like a family house.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard for me to believe.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people like this where they live alone, but they live in like a huge house by themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, you know
I could live
people
here
like
by
this.
myself.
You could live here by
I
yourself?
could, but the only thing I wouldn't want to do is like have to worry about like all the responsibilities. Like
Well, okay, well, so here's...
if the refrigerator broke or like something like that, I don't want to fix it all this crap.
But if you had like, if you were living in it with someone, you had like a bunch of kids or something, then it makes more sense because then it's like a family house.
I mean, you know, it's really funny. She has a room upstairs that she uses for her makeup room. And as I was passing by, it was like dark. And I'm like, I see like this little hallway attached. I'm like, oh, there's a bathroom back there that nobody uses. I wonder what it looks like. So I go back there and there's another room and I find the light and I switch it on and it's a closet that's got so much shit in it. I don't even understand how much stuff she's got to be able to use this closet to this random closet. And then I turn the bathroom and I look, but I was like, whoa, I didn't expect to see all this stuff back there.
I keep some of my big dresses in that closet because I just don't have room for them.
I was wondering whose dresses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have
Yeah.
a question for you guys then. So here's the ultimatum. You either live in a one of those like mini homes or maybe even something as small as like a small log cabin or something. Maybe it's like 200 square feet. So the size of like a small hotel room.
The little homes.
Well, no.
Tiny homes.
In New York, this is nuts. In New York, I was looking at hotels and the hotels will tell you the square footage when you go to like Expedia and stuff. And there's some on there that are like 140 square feet.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Like,
literally a box
tiny.
with a bed
Yeah.
and then a little bit of room to like stand.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is
Everything's
insane.
like inside the.
yeah. So anyway,
walls.
would you rather live in that
No.
or or a huge house, maybe even bigger than this, but you have to take care of everything. So you got to manage all the responsibilities of the house, the yard, and there's a homeowners association. So if you don't do it, they'll come bang on your door and beat the shit out of you. So you have to listen.
Do I have all the money in the world to take care of it?
Yeah, you do, but you yourself have to take care of it. You can't just like pass it off to.
If I had the money, I'd do that.
You have to hire. Yeah, exactly. Same. But you'd have to hire like lawn people. You can't like do that. I wouldn't go out there and cut the lawn myself.
I honestly, it would probably be fun
if
if
you
you
can hire them, but you have to schedule it yourself.
If you had it would give me
On a
purpose
tractor.
taking care of a home. If I had the money and I wasn't stressed about the money, I think I could do it.
Yeah, exactly. If I wasn't stressed about the money, I'd do it too.
I think I live in the box.
I think I would go crazy living in a box.
Probably. You probably would.
Good luck to your future family.
Same, Kennedy.
No. I said if you're by yourself. If I was with a family, then I wouldn't make. If I had like kids or something, I wouldn't be like, hey guys, I'm gonna teach you what it is to live in absolute poverty. So we're gonna live in a tent together, and then you're gonna grow up very grateful.
Yeah, but like
I wouldn't do that to a kid. If I had the.
And those tiny homes, they're so like cute and convenient and fun to look at and fun to watch them build it. But like to live in it, actually live in it, I don't know if I could.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to make my kids live in a shack. I changed my mind.
Why?
Training.
You kind of lived in a shack in a way.
Training for the apocalypse. Okay, they're going to eat MREs. They're going to live in a shack.
Brandon could live in a 100-square-foot room because he did that for like 8 years.
Exactly.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it that much, to be honest, because I don't like staying in my room too often anyway. I like going places.
See, we're
and
not like
working
that.
in
We
different
like
environments.
Obviously.
I'm the type of person where I need my home space to be like exactly what I want, or else I will be unhappy.
Yeah.
Well, it is nice to have like everything in its place and like you know where it is, and it's that sense of comfort. But at the same time, like I don't think I need that to function.
Well,
It's like a bonus.
Brandon,
I could live in a car.
you don't take care of your place sometimes.
What do you mean?
The
Our
bedroom
place-
that you had,
No,
you
no,
did
no,
not
no, no,
take
no,
care
no.
of.
Don't even. You haven't been there in a while. Our place is always clean.
I'm talking about the bedroom I remember. You
the one
living
in
in?
your? Yeah, when I was 18
that was
years
like
old.
a garbage can.
I was a teenager.
I
What do
don't
you
blame
expect?
them.
Water
Because
bottles.
that room
Here's the
had
crazy
one
part.
dirty little window. Like it's barely livable.
Yeah, but at least like don't like make it even dirtier. Like the bottles of water he would open, take a sip and leave it. And I swear, I think there was like hundreds of bottles of water.
I like
When we
collected
cleaned that
bottles.
room, I couldn't believe how many bottles of water. It filled up one of those 2 huge trash bags. And
Yeah.
I couldn't even lift it.
I would do that to my car too. I just didn't give a.
Yeah,
I don't
noticed.
do anything like that. I've matured. Okay, I've grown up.
Yeah, his frontal
I'm
lobe
I'm
developed.
a fully evolved human now. Yeah, frontal
Finally.
lobe developed. It's not fully developed, but it kind of did. So we're good. I don't leave bottles
That's
everywhere
awesome.
anymore. Yeah,
You drink them all?
I don't really use like plastic bottles that much. Or if I do, I'll just reuse the same plastic bottle
Yeah,
for like a
that's
week.
bad for you anyway. So
Well, you probably eat more plastic than I do.
probably. I'm trying not to.
Yeah, I can just tell. I can
No,
see the
you
plastic
can't.
coming out of your eyes.
Okay. You can make a joke about that
Pouring
one.
out. What cutting? Do you use a plastic cutting board?
I
Yep,
don't use a cutting
glass.
board.
I use glass. What do you use, Kennedy?
I just ordered a stainless
You look
steel.
like a wood type of girl.
I do have a wood one, but
Stainless steel.
But I ordered a stainless steel one
God,
that
she's
is
rich.
coming today. No, it's cheap, but
I wish I had that kind of money.
I have plastic. Shut up. I have plastic ones that I used for a while, but they're starting to get a bunch of scratch marks on them, and I feel like that's when the plastic starts chipping off. So I should probably stop using it.
I don't even need a board. I just cut in the air.
Yeah, sometimes
Cut
I
in
will.
the air.
Sometimes I'll just cut on
Like
to my
Fruit Ninja?
countertop.
I won't do
Oh,
that
that's
either.
the good part about having granite. I don't do this because I think our counter is probably not like the most sanitary in the world, so I don't want to cut.
Well, yeah,
on
yours
it,
is
but
dark.
You can cut directly on granite.
Yours is dark,
Yeah,
and
you couldn't
can't
tell.
see it.
I could just be putting it into like a pile.
I don't think mine is real granite. Do you think? Definitely not.
No, yours isn't.
But I'll cut on the anyways. I
just
don't
like-
care.
So I'll take a tomato and a very sharp knife and I'll cut in the air. I'll hold the tomato and I'll cut lines down one way, and then I turn it and crisscross it, cut lines down the other way.
I'm confused
And then
with what you're
in
saying.
the
Is it floating?
bowl is underneath, and then I cut down and it goes into cubes right into the
Are
bowl.
you holding it?
Yes.
I
don't even touch it
I
on
thought you were
anything.
gonna claim that it's floating. I was like, Mom,
No.
you're really starting to lose it.
Okay. No.
Just floating in
I'm
there.
holding it with one hand, and then I'm cutting with a really sharp knife with the other hand, and I hold it in the air, and
I'm
it
surprised
goes
you
right
haven't
into the
cut yourself.
bowl.
You probably shouldn't be doing that.
I even
You
do
should
that
use
with
a cutting
lettuce
board.
sometimes. And I don't touch
You know what
anything.
I recently discovered? I didn't realize, because I just started cooking more often in general, so I didn't realize that there's like knife sharpeners.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, they're just dull, and I have to deal with a dull knife.
And
But
then you
I
throw
found
them
a
away
knife
and get new
sharpened
ones?
in the drawer, and I sharpened it up, and I was like,
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, but when I
it's like
try
a
to
huge
sharpen my
difference.
knives, I feel like they don't get sharper. They just get like jagged.
oh, you have a sharpener then probably.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It has.
You gotta be, like,
It
smooth
has
with it.
3 parts in it. One for sharpening, one for
What-
smoothing, one for something else.
I don't know. That's weird. But you know the worst feeling when you have a dull knife, you try to cut a tomato and it just like
Yeah.
Oh, it's
bursts
horrible.
open. I want to throw the knife into the wall when it happens.
Yeah, I don't like that. You just get a new one. Just go get a new set.
I'm just like, I'll just smash up the tomato and put it.
That's
use that
one thing
instead.
that I always say I want for Christmas or my birthday is like a really nice knife.
That's a good gift.
I always ask.
What about a
like,
samurai sword, Kennedy?
No.
No.
You know what?
Oh, well, that's what I was gonna get you for Christmas, so I guess I gotta
I'm
return
gonna
it.
start going. I'm gonna take a pottery class this week, and I'm gonna start making my own pottery, and then everyone is just gonna get pottery for Christmas.
Oh, that's so cute.
Can you make
that
me a
sounds like
pot?
fun.
I need more decorations. I don't have many, and I want them handmade.
All
Why
right.
That's
haven't-
Kennedy.
You've never made me any art. Kennedy's made me a Yoda. What have you made? Oh, actually, no. I have a pic. I have a.
Oh, yeah, I
your
gave
art
you
in my
the
office.
eye.
Yeah, but it's a print. That's how much you care about me. Don't even get an original art
Prints
piece.
are good.
I get a print.
My prints are good though.
Your one son. Your one son. There might be another one out there. I'm not sure, but your one son,
There's no other sons.
and I get a print.
What do you want?
I want an original art piece.
Of
I don't
You
know,
have to
painting,
decide.
Sculpture.
He didn't tell me he
bowl.
wanted a baby Yoda. I just made it for him because I heard him say he likes charcoal.
Oh yeah, she made it in charcoal.
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
All right,
What
I'll
other
have
art
to
pieces
figure
do I
it
have?
out.
Oh, Kate made me a bookmark once. Kendi made me a bookmark.
The money
With,
bookmark.
like a. Yeah. What else? What else did? I have a little mini. I have a little mini cigar that Kate made out of clay. Like tiny little cigar.
Yeah, you
which she
guys
doesn't
are all
like,
making
but-
those mini things.
I can tell you what, you're all getting
Mini everything.
You're all getting handmade stuff for the holidays because
I much rather get that than something
Because
that you buy
why?
from Marshalls or like TJ
Well,
Maxx.
because first of all-
like there's too much random like that now.
you can only
She's spending enough in New
that
York.
and also it's not as fun giving gifts that you can just buy yourself. Like I don't always like receiving things that you can buy yourself unless it's like specific things that I don't want to spend my money on. But somebody like Claudia, you cannot think of anything to buy her unless it's a $6,000 bag.
I know. Very
Like,
seriously.
she's not gonna want anything else. She has so much shit. Literally, that house is huge, and there's piles of stuff in every corner.
I know.
What's a bag that she really wants? That's
She
like way
wants
out
a
of her
Chanel
price range?
bag.
'Cause- okay, I have an idea. What if I order it from China, like the closest possible one, and we get a box? We get the original box. We just pay for the box from eBay or something. Put it in the original box, and I print out a certificate of authentication and put it inside the box and have it signed by Chanel herself. Is she still alive?
Chanel
Is she alive still? Well, we'll get her like granddaughter or something, and then we'll give that to Claudia
It's
and see
mean.
if she believes it. She'll probably start crying.
She wouldn't
That's
start
so
crying.
mean.
She that's the thing. Even if she got it, she wouldn't be like. She doesn't get
Nah.
that excited over material things. Like at least not externally. Like I bought her a Cartier ring once. That was the most reaction I ever got out of her years ago, and that was before she had.
Was that fake?
No.
Did you get a fake
Trust
one?
me, it was f***ing real. And I was so stressed out about it because we all still lived at mom's house, and I had to like hide it from her and make sure she didn't see it. I remember, I think it was like $1,200.
Dang, is it solid gold?
Yeah. But now she has
Damn.
another
Gold
ring,
is heavy.
Yeah.
another Cartier ring, Cartier bracelet, another Cartier bracelet.
I'm so not into
And
all
her
that stuff. I could care
wedding
less.
You know what
ring.
pissed me off the other day? Listen to this. So the one piece of jewelry I have is a $20 necklace. with a superhuman logo, right? That you see me wear. Have you seen that? Lost it in the gym.
Oh.
My one expensive piece of jewelry.
Yeah, I've done that before. That's why I don't buy it. I lose stuff too easily.
Yeah.
Brandon,
okay,
that's
me,
what I'm going to get you for your birthday is a nice piece of jewelry.
Yeah, then I'll lose it and want to kill myself afterwards.
That's another thing I wish I could do. I wish I could make jewelry. But that's like...
Oh, that would be sick. See, I would value if you made jewelry and you actually made it, I would value that way more than like a 10,000.
What if you lost
that? I don't care about the number associated with jewelry at all. Like it is a piece of like metal or some kind of material.
Yeah, and then it's
into
worse
something.
when you lose it.
I agree, and that's why I don't
made that for you.
That is
I don't
worse,
always
yeah.
like having nice things because then I'm worried about them more, and you feel like you can't them up, and like I don't like the stress of that. I'd rather just
nice things give you anxiety.
Yeah,
exactly. Here's a perfect example.
Yeah,
Nick, my friend, got a new car. Okay.
Oh, I feel brand new
so car
bad
after having this old Toyota Camry for like 15 years or 20 years or whatever that his mom gave him that sounded like an old broken lawnmower, and it broke down on the highway multiple times. He ran over like a few deer with it and stuff, so the thing's been through a lot. So he finally got this new car, right? It was a new Honda Civic Sport Hybrid or something, and it comes with really nice rims, like these black nice rims. And he just moved to a new place, and he was parked outside the place, and overnight somebody hijacked his rims.
Unbelievable. All four tires.
All four. And they left the back of the car like on the ground. See, that's the part that would piss me off. It's like, okay, you guys took the rims, but you dropped the back of the car onto the ground.
Like, how does somebody take did nobody see it?
Yeah, well, think
happening?
about the amount of anxiety that causes you because you got something new.
Even if someone did see it, like what are they going to do? These people are I think we were talking to Dad about this, and he was saying like these, first of all, no one's going to question them because imagine you're walking by and you see guys removing tires from a car. Are you going to call the cops?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I would probably avoid them because they'll probably shoot me if I say something.
Exactly. I'd be like, not my problem.
Yeah, I
wouldn't even think twice. I would think they're getting work done on their car. They could dress like mechanics for all you know.
At 3 a.m.
They're probably
the 3 a.m. mechanic.
They're probably dressed in all black. No one's walking around. They do it so fast because they're doing this to many different cars. It's just
is it a decent neighborhood?
Well, I just
it actually is.
Really?
What point do you have to get to in life where you're like, hey, let's go like steal people's wheels?
They might be born into this.
Like there's so many other ways to make money. Here's what I don't understand about criminals. In this day and age, there are a ton of ways to make money, especially online. You don't even have to leave your house. So like, how do you get the mindset where you just want to go like steal wheels?
Because their brains,
I feel like that's more effort.
Because a criminal's brain does not work like that. They've probably been conditioned to think that way and think in like the con man way of instead of doing something like reputable, maybe their parents were like that, or they were born into an environment where that was normalized, and so that's what they know.
It's just wild to me. Like that's a lot of work. Like I would be so stressed. I know some people just don't experience stress the same way, but if you're like,
or maybe the way they see
rims
themselves,
in a neighborhood,
they don't see themselves as skilled, and they don't think that they can do anything else. It's all about.
I don't know
that's
how
pretty
they do
skilled to quickly remove somebody's wheels and get away with it.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. You could work for NASCAR. Go do that.
Right,
You're
there
already
you go.
qualified. It's like you submit your resume. It's like, what were you doing before this? Hijacking rims from poor 30-year-olds
I don't think
in
they
Colombia.
care. I don't think they care about the morality of it. They just want money.
I just don't know how they do it and not like feel bad. Like I was like thinking about like, I can't remember what it was, but I was thinking what I could do, and I'd be, oh my God, I would feel so bad. My the karma that would come back and bite you in the ass would be so horrible.
They don't believe in karma.
To do something like this. Oh, well, they get it. They have to.
Criminals don't think how you do.
Yeah, I don't think they think that way. They think I need money.
They're not empathetic
now.
people. Yeah, they're thinking about how they need money for whatever they want it for, and that's all they care about. They do not care about the 30-something-year-old man who's going to come see his car and be upset that his tires are gone.
Yeah, like it doesn't weigh on their conscience. They're not thinking about anything else. They're only thinking about like what they need right now, and they're going to get it.
I can't imagine.
And that's normal to them. They're
way.
used to that. It's not like their first time doing something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. They have no remorse or empathy whatsoever.
Yeah, I would make a terrible criminal.
Like I read this book about it was a autobiography from a serial killer in like Germany or Russia or something, and he gave no fucks. Like this is an autobiography he wrote about being a serial killer.
Yeah,
And
I mean, like,
he
what was
loved
his
doing
name?
Pan Rams. What is it?
Oh my God. I listened to a Stephanie Sue podcast about him, I think.
Yeah, Carl Panzram.
Carl. That's first name.
Charles
Carl.
Panzram was an American serial killer, spree killer, mass murderer, child murderer, arsonist, robber, thief, and burglar. So he literally did everything bad that you could possibly do.
What
And
area?
he died in prison at 39. And and somebody convinced him to write this autobiography about himself.
What area is this? What location?
American. Yeah, American. Time period was... He was born 1891 and he died 1930, so really early. So you could get away with a lot more stuff back then.
I mean, I feel like I heard something about him. I'm looking it up. It doesn't say she has an episode about him, but I feel like that sounds so familiar.
He did some like really, really, really terrible shit. But it's interesting to read autobiographies like from their perspective about like why they did it. He basically just had a extremely up childhood in this religious academy that would like beat and abuse him.
Well, there's always
Like
a reason
torture.
why and what fuels it.
Yeah, and
Usually it's
from
like
somebody
their
who listens
parents or
to
how they grew
a
up.
lot of true crime, it is almost always their childhood. But there are exceptions where some of these people had no like red flags in their childhood and they were just born sociopaths.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But it's interesting to see the way he thinks about it, because I really do think that it was primarily because of his upbringing, and he just kept going down a dark path. And then I feel like the more and more you keep doing it, the more you like don't think about the karma, or you don't consider your conscious. You're just, it's so lost and buried so deep. Maybe it is there still, but it's just gone. You pushed it all the way down.
Have you heard of the Child of Rage?
No.
Look it up real quick and read. It's about the 6-year-old girl who like had all this stuff like to an intense degree.
A 6-year-old?
Yeah. It's called the Child of Rage.
That's probably
Oh,
reincarnation.
it's a horror movie.
That's reincarnation. A criminal came back inside this poor little girl.
6-year-old Beth talks to a therapist about the horrific abuse she has suffered, as well as the abuse she inflicts upon small animals and her own brother. That's what it says it's about. So it is a documentary. Oh, I need to watch
I mean, I
that.
feel like it's similar
interesting.
to how child bullies are usually being bullied by their parents or someone in their family. So then they're taught that behavior. So then they're doing it to other people. Children are literally like copy machines. Like they are going to, they notice so much more than you think. And they're going to display whatever behavior they see because that's all they know.
Apparently she has something called reactive attachment disorder, but it's a HBO documentary from 1990, and she's 6. She tortures little animals. This little innocent looking girl. She looks so innocent. Like, look at her. She
don't
tortures
look-
animals at 6.
She doesn't look innocent.
Maybe
Those evil little eyes.
those evil beady eyes.
Yeah.
Wait, do you ever look at kids sometimes and think that like that kid's just an evil kid? When you see them out
I
in
try
public,
not to.
like, damn, that kid definitely like smacks his mom. Like, there's some kids who just smack their. I've seen kids smack their parents.
Yeah,
the parents just
my
like,
aunt,
don't do that.
My aunt was raising her little daughter, and we went out to lunch one time, and she just hauled off and smacked her face. I was like,
And what did she do?
she took her out and time out outside and talked to her. But
What do you do if your kid
she had
just
a problem?
smacks the
That
shit out of you in
was
front of
like-
everyone?
Tell them that
Yeah.
it's wrong and reprimand them in whatever way.
But she's good now. She's a good adult.
Get rid of them, make a new kid.
She grew up fine.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. That's pretty
And she has her own
savage to do
kid,
as a
so-
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't smackers. We didn't smack you, right?
No.
Who was the most disobedient?
Definitely Claude.
I can't really say any of them were disobedient because they were really good kids.
Okay, mom.
I drew-
Mom,
Like,
I'm
who
not
was
just
the
saying
most
that.
obedient?
I mean, I really, truly, honestly, am
Okay.
going to say, I feel like you all
who
were.
was the suck up? Who was the obedient suck up?
I always tried to treat everybody the same. Claudia wouldn't say that. She would disagree. but I truly feel like you were all similar. If I told you to do something, you wouldn't, like, if you didn't do it, none of you would do it. If you did it, if I said clean your room was the hardest.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do
Nobody
that.
cleaned their room. All of you just didn't do
That's
it.
probably the most boring thing you can do as a kid.
I mean, you want to live in chaos, then it's, in my opinion, it's
You should have
your
gave us some
private
rewards
area
or something. It'd be like, hey, you want Capri Sun? Clean your room.
There were times where I
Instead,
did
you're
like
just
charts
you're just
and
like,
stuff.
clean your room.
We tried the chart star thing
That
for
worked.
a while. It worked for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And then I gave up because I was like, I can't do this.
No, you
Screw
have to
it.
entice a kid with. I remember the first time I had a Capri Sun. It was like the entire world opened up and I saw light for the first time because you never gave us anything that was good. Like you,
I think Capri
you
Suns
only
were
gave us like
expensive.
healthy food. So it's like we ate
I wouldn't
basic
say
stuff like
healthy
broccoli,
food.
pasta.
It wasn't healthy food. It was
No, it
off
definitely
brand.
was not.
Cheaper versions of food.
No. You were a baby then, Kenny. This is before your time, okay? This is when we were like little kids and you only fed us really healthy foods. And then I would go to the neighbor's house and I'd be like, throw it open their pantry and I'd be like, what? Like things I've never seen before. I only saw in commercials. So it was like a shrine. And then they're like, hey, you want a Capri Sun? I was like, sure. And then I would have a Capri Sun. I'm like, holy this is amazing. And then they would give me like fruit snacks and I'd be like, why do I not have stuff like this?
That's how I grew up.
Just juice.
I
Yeah.
grew up with
Understand,
like,
Corey. We only had water and milk.
same. I was doing what I was taught. We only had skim milk.
Well, that
In my
didn't last.
Skim milk, cranberry juice, and bread with nuts in it.
That faded after after they got
gross.
divorced, which was most of my life. I don't ever remember being forced to eat healthy. We always had in the we did either. I remember one night for dinner. You remember those cans of potato sticks that are like potato chips, but they're in
Yes.
stick form? I ate that for dinner.
yeah.
And then for like years, every time I thought of those, I would feel nauseous.
Oh my God.
It was just all oil. And
Well, you know
salt.
why? Because it's cost so much more money to eat healthy.
What this is interesting though, because
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid, I ate super healthy like that, and I think it did kind of carry through. Where I eat the same way that I ate when I was a kid, basically, which is
Well, I
funny.
eat opposite to how I ate as a kid. How I ate when I was a kid.
Well, you
Yeah.
did, but when she was a kid, she was eating kind of like, so maybe that caused some of the issues that she had.
No, it definitely did. Are you kidding? 90% of her diet was chemicals and preservatives. I remember we would go and when she first got sick and we had to get a nutritionist and they were like, look at the back of, whatever you're eating. If it has more than 6 ingredients, don't eat it. And I'm like, oh my God, every single thing that we ever got had like 25 ingredients in it. And I'm like, oh my God, what is she eating?
Well, I never even considered that. Like when I was younger, I would not even think about it. I wouldn't even look at it. I wouldn't give I'm like, taste good equals me like. That's
Yeah.
all I cared about.
Do you think it was more expensive to eat healthier?
Definitely more
Oh, yeah.
expensive to eat healthier. Oh yeah. I mean, come on. We could spend $10 in the dollar store and go and get 10 things. So it was like,
Do you remember Hamburger Helper?
I hated
Yeah.
that.
You
Kind of
guys
smelled
hated it.
like vomit.
She hated it.
Remember
I
that?
was just gonna say it
Yeah.
smelled like throw up. And I also didn't like
That is-
spaghetti.
I loved it though.
Spaghetti and meat
Oh, come
sauce.
on.
Anything with like
That's still my favorite.
I cannot eat. I mean, I can eat spaghetti and meat sauce, but like I much would prefer meatballs.
It's
you
literally
like balls?
I love meatballs.
Sorry,
I'm
son.
so hungry right now. Can we end this so I can go eat?
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. If you have any questions for us, leave a text message at the phone number in the description. Thanks for watching. We love you all. And good night.